Get your popcorn ready, ladies and gentlemen, for I have more than just drama to share. It's a full-fledged street fight encased in rap feud and boxing gloves. Consider this. The Bronx icon Remy Ma, who has withstood rap conflicts, prison time, and business snakes, unexpectedly looks at Claressa Shields, the so-called G-What of women's boxing, and adamantly told her, "Stay away from my man Papoose." You heard correctly. The same Papoose who has based his entire brand on devotion, black love, and being the most devoted husband in hip-hop, was just drawn into the most messy triangle since Jordyn Woods, Tristan, and Chloe. Nor is this some nebulous subconscious. No, we're discussing Remy's own public warning after a small, shady information about Claressa's ex was leaked. A secret so shocking that Twitter investigators are working non-stop and group discussions are on fire. This brings us to the crucial question. Is Remy defending her union? Is Claressa actually going too far? Or is this the start of a scandal that has the potential to destroy friendships, careers, and reputations all at once? The tea is hot and the receipts are more ugly than you may imagine, so pay attention. Ladies and gentlemen, the term dirty secret most likely conjures up images of a politician apprehended in a hotel room, a random Hollywood star concealing an affair, or perhaps a rapper's burner account going awry at 3 in the morning. But this one is bigger, nastier, and has the entire internet wondering, how did two-time Olympic gold medalist and self-described G-What Claressa Shields become embroiled in the scandalous world of Remy Ma Papoose? Let's go back a little, since controversies never just happen overnight. More importantly, why is Remy yelling, "Stay away from Papoose" like this is Love and Hip Hop season 99? From the digital rooftop, they simmer, they marinate, they absorb the tastes of betrayal, jealousy, and receipts until the pot boils over. I promise you that this pot has been boiling for months. Whispers were the beginning of it all. The kind of rumors that emerge from dubious sites that have 500,000 followers and little credibility, but have always been correct. There were posts indicating that Claressa's ex, who will stay unnamed for the time being. Let's just say, however, that he is no stranger to the limelight, and that he possesses receipts that have the potential to destroy Claressa's reputation and bring Papoose down with her. Grainy FaceTime recordings, screenshots of purported late-night texts, and even an enigmatic Uber transaction connected to a hotel in downtown Brooklyn. Easy to use? Oh, of course. Fans initially dismissed it. She's too preoccupied with her profession, Claressa. The man has been Remy's faithful companion for decades, Papoose. You know how it is, though. A full-fledged house fire is typically present wherever there is smoke. Additionally, this fire raged all the way to Remy Ma's doorway. Imagine it. One evening, Remy was browsing through her phone when hashtags like #PapooseExposed and #ClaressaScandal inundated her mentions. After a series of clicks, she finds herself gazing at a leaked message purportedly involving her husband and a woman who appears to be closely associated with Claressa. The flirtatious tone, the vibe off, the harm happens right away. And this is when Remy Ma's Bronx comes into play. She chooses to go nuclear rather than handle things discreetly behind the scenes or act as though nothing is wrong. "I'll make a fool of her in front of the world if she thinks she's going to make a fool of me," Remy reportedly told her crew. Boom. "Stay away from Papoose" was the warning that was sounded loud enough for every blog, podcast, and gossip vlogger to hear it. It wasn't a whisper or a hint. The worst part is about to come. What was contained in this alleged dirty secret that Claressa's ex disclosed? Depending on your online perspective, it can range from a harmless couple that spoke once or twice to a full-blown affair that has been going on for months. According to unnamed witnesses, they witnessed Claressa and Papoose standing far too close for comfort at the same Atlanta after-party. Another report claims to have audio of Papoose saying to someone, "Claressa has the energy of a fighter." Claressa tried to act cool by posting on Instagram, "Don't believe everything you read," but the blogs took that as coded language for something else. I appreciate that. Appreciate. Cute. Naturally, though, she also didn't dispute it. "No denial is basically confirmation," says Scandalan. She only added fuel to the fire when screenshots showed her liking specific tweets, such as, "Some women are too insecure to handle a strong man having female friends." Ouch. Supporters instantly thought that was a jab at Remy. And let's not forget Papoose himself. Known for remaining composed and acting like the devoted spouse, the man abruptly stopped talking on social media. He posted a few cryptic messages as if the truth always comes out, but whose truth, Papoose, is yours or yours? By this time, the internet was divided into two factions. Team Remy, the devoted followers who feel she has every right to defend her marriage and call out Claressa, and Team Claressa, the supporters who maintain she's being forced into a situation she didn't cause. A pawn in a larger game of it wouldn't be the first time a scandal doubles as promotion, but the timing of this story is what makes it so juicy. First, there are the wild cards, conspiracy theorists who believe that the entire controversy is a publicity stunt to promote Claressa's next fight and Ray's next music release. When the leaks began to circulate, Claressa's ex appeared with his own mysterious post. It's funny how people respond completely different when receipts are revealed. The caption, which included a winking emoji, sent the blogs into overdrive. Who owned the receipts? What were they? Why was he, of all people, stoking the fires? Gets better. According to reports, a phone call in which Papoose's name was mentioned in connection with Claressa was leaked by an unnamed friend of the ex. The audio is shaky and partially unintelligible, but it is evident that a male voice is saying, "Yeah, but Remy can't know whether it's real or edited." The internet is indifferent. The story is set in stone already, and Remy chooses to double down just when you think things can't get any messier. At a private gathering in New York, she allegedly confronted Claressa using words that could have broken glass rather than fists. According to witnesses, Remy said the audience let out a gasp as she said, "You can be the Jibuyi in the ring, but you don't want the smoke outside of it." The blogs went viral. Claressa as well. Before leaving, she gave me a look that said, "This isn't over." So here we are. Hip-hop's Mr. Loyalty, a boxing champion, and a rap queen are enmeshed in a toxic triangle that makes hip-hop and love seem like Sesame Street. There is a leak of dirty secrets. They are shouting warnings. Furthermore, the question is not if additional receipts will drop, but rather when. Because whispers are already coming from insiders that more exists. Screenshots, possibly even video, that have not yet been released. And if that is the case, reputations are no longer the only issue in this crisis. It concerns marriages, jobs, and legacies that are in jeopardy. But because part 1 finishes here, here's the cliffhanger. Remy Ma's words in private as opposed to her upcoming public actions. Two completely distinct things. Let's just say that Claressa won't be shocked by the next move she plans. It might permanently damage Papoose's reputation as a devoted husband. This is the point at which the temperature actually rises. The first part concluded with Remy Ma. Claressa Shields is being warned in secret to avoid her. But what happens, honey, when private words become public deeds? You're aware already. The web begins to foam at the mouth. And that's precisely what took place. Remy Ma went live on Instagram less than 48 hours after the purported altercation in New York. Tens of thousands of people watched a live and censored stream that was neither a narrative nor a tweet. And the Bronx came out firing, I must say. At first, she didn't specifically mention Claressa, but you could feel the temperature dropping because of how thick the shade was. Some believe that winning in the ring makes them indestructible. However, respect transcends titles. Respect begins from home. Boom. The comments exploded right away. She is referring to Claressa. She is referring to Papoose. Then she increased it. "Let me clarify one thing," Remy added, looking directly at the camera. "My family is not a playground for anyone. If you want to try me." Fans threw fire emojis, popcorn emojis, and of course the notorious snake emojis at Claressa in the comment section. Within minutes, the video was taken by Twitter. For example, #RemyWarnesClaressa and #Papoose drama become a global sensation. The worst part is about to come. Claressa Shields weren't exactly sitting quietly while Remy was yelling subliminals. Not at all. Our GWAT chose to respond with a clap, with an image instead of words. A selfie from a boxing gym was shared by her. Wearing gloves, oozing perspiration, captioned, "Concentrated and unconcerned. Don't try me online, try me in person." Oh no. Fans made the connection right away. Would she dare Remy to cross her lane? Was there any exercise motivation attached to this shade? In any case, the internet was prepared. This conflict truly went into overdrive when the shady secret receipts surfaced. Do you recall Claressa's ex-boyfriend who was constantly complaining that she knew too much? At last, he revealed what he said were direct messages between Papoose and Claressa. Were they confirmed now? No. Were they sufficiently succulent to shatter the internet? Of course. Claressa supposedly texted, "I respect what you and Remy built, but sometimes respect don't stop feelings," with a response purportedly from Papoose. "Real talk, you're different. That energy is rare." Was it genuine or fake? This is why Ray is warning her. Within hours, screenshots went viral, blogs posted them everywhere, and fans yelled. That was all the internet needed. There were think fragments flying. Was Claressa truly amused with Papoose? Is Claressa manipulating her own history? How come men who preach fidelity are always caught in the act? The story was even taken up by mainstream media like Complex and TMZ. All of a sudden, this was more than boxing jargon or hip-hop rumors. A full-fledged cultural dispute ensued. In the meantime, Papoose remained mute, which, let's face it, made things appear 10 times worse. When his own marriage came under scrutiny, the man who never misses an opportunity to write about black love was nowhere to be seen. There were no tweets or announcements, only a dubious studio shot with the remark, "Energy can't lie." Cute but shady. Remy Ma chose to stoke the fires once more. As if that wasn't already bad enough, the Shade Room picked up the tweet she liked, which read, "Once a woman warns you, believe her. The next step is war." Fans nearly begged for a love and hip-hop reunion special, with thousands of comments, to report on this drama. But hold on, things get worse. Do you recall those hazy Atlanta after-party rumors? Well, according to another unnamed source, They have video footage showing Papoose and Claressa at the same event. The shaky, dark clip could have been anyone, to be honest. However, has the internet ever been stopped by that? Supporters insisted it was them leaning in, laughing, and standing nearby. This the night it all started. Boom, said the caption. #AtlantaReceipts is another popular hashtag. Claressa's team had suffered complete damage by this time. Command. A spokesperson issued a statement. Claressa's profession is the main subject of Shields. Malicious attempts to damage her reputation and false stories will not divert her attention. Doesn't that sound professional? However, the issue is that official declarations are ignored by the internet. Screenshots have a greater voice. The screenshots were screaming at the moment. Then came the bombshell from Remy. When probed about Claressa on a radio interview, she eventually revealed her name. I don't have to sugarcoat things, you see. How many belts you have is irrelevant to me. I'll come for you if you come for my family. For a period. Drop mic. Hip-hop and athletics were rocked by that one statement. The blogs were in ruins. Claressa's silence felt louder than any comment as fans yelled that Remy had formally declared war. Speculation began on the internet. Would Claressa answer outright? Would Papoose say something at last? More significantly, what is this nefarious secret that everyone keeps bringing up? Because it wasn't just about DMs, according to insiders. Oh no, sweetheart. Allegedly, there's financial tea too. Extravagant presents, vacations, and possibly even hush money. One unnamed insider claims that earlier this year, Papoose was seen entering a high-end jewelry store in Detroit. Whose initials appeared on the receipt, you ask? Yes, CS. Claressa's camp, of course, denied it. However, that did not put out the fire. Photographs of Claressa's new bracelet and the store bag were shared side by side by fans. The sighting of Papoose was said to be coincidental. Coincidences are not believed by the internet. Additionally, even though all of this was, Remy Ma kept her foot on the gas when it happened. She tweeted a selfie of herself and Papoose looking comfortable, captioned, "Loyalty hits different when it's real." Translation: shots fired. Supporters showered her comments with praise, referring to her as a queen and criticizing Claressa for being impolite and untidy. Now this is, and the suspense increases because, according to insiders, Claressa is preparing to speak, not in a statement but in her own exclusive interview. Rumor has it that she intends to correct the record and remove her own receipts. And that's where we stop, my friends. Because in the event that Claressa does come forward, if she demonstrates what she is supposedly sitting on, and this story has the potential to shatter Remy's carefully cultivated image in addition to exposing Papoose, the internet is therefore holding its breath. Remy's caution was made public. Papoose fell eerily silent. And already, Claressa's XA pile of partially completed receipts dropped. The whisper then follows. To correct the record, Claressa Shields is preparing for an exclusive interview. Translation: infants are ready to give a clap in return. And there are fireworks involved in clapbacks of this magnitude. Let's fast forward to Friday evening. A moderately popular gossip podcast, Claressa will be their guest. According to the type of exclusives that are messier than the real sponsors. People chuckle. There is no way that a two-time Olympic gold medalist would appear on that show. But when she does, she looks like she's going to inflict more damage than any punch she's ever thrown in the ring. She wears a hoodie and pulls her hair back. The presenter doesn't waste time. What do you think of Remy Ma's advice to avoid Papoose, Claressa? Claressa grins as well. Even before she responds, that smirk goes viral. Then she drops it. Every screenshot that people see needs to be disregarded. Of these texts, half are revised. And perhaps we should start with the folks who are pointing fingers if we are discussing secrets. Boom! It goes crazy in the comment area. That's the problem with scandals, you see. The accuser's pristine appearance abruptly changes when you turn the mirror. According to Claressa, she has her own receipts that demonstrate that Papoose and Ray's relationship hasn't always been ideal. She suggests that Remy is pretending to be the ideal wife while hiding flaws in her own business. And she teases screenshots of her ex acknowledging that Papoose isn't as devoted as you all believe. Barbaric. However, Claressa then drops the point at which this scandal becomes nuclear. Given that Papoose is still attempting to mend the damage he caused years ago, why would I desire him? Translation: even Remy doesn't want to get the dirt off of Papoose. Twitter blows up. The timeline is overflowing with memes. One caption, "Round 1 features Remy photoshopped into a boxing ring while wearing Claressa gloves." Ding ding. Remy Ma isn't the kind to tolerate criticism without taking action. She shares a black and white picture of herself on social media hours after the interview, captioning it, "Don't throw stones from a glass house." Fans take this as a clear warning. Say my name again and I'll drag you to hell with me. Meanwhile, the ex-boyfriend who initiated the whole situation is suddenly stepping up his efforts, saying he has voice notes and evidence that will ruin careers. Right, convenient timing? If Claressa continues to lie, he vows to leak them. Naturally, the internet devours it. Conspiracy ideas burst forth. Was this ex working with Remy in secret? Was he compensated? Or is he only abusing his influence? Everyone is observing, but no one is aware. Papoose, poor guy. The man has not spoken yet. Fans are pleading with him to speak up at this point, but all he does is share a mysterious photo of his daughter along with the words, "My only focus." Cute, sweet, but also suspicious. Because when your marriage and reputation are on the line, silence is the only option. Yes, that is strategy, not allegiance. Brands are scared by now. Negotiations between a footwear firm and Claressa are abruptly put on hold. A streaming service that reportedly has a Remy documentary in the works goes silent. The rumors are no longer merely rumors. It's cash. It's sponsorships. Its agreements expire more quickly than a strip club NDA. Here's the tasty twist, though. An anonymous leak appears on YouTube as the dust continues to rise. A man who sounds closely like Papoose is heard in a hazy audio tape smiling and stating, "If she finds out about Detroit, it's finished." Detroit? What took place in Detroit? All of a sudden, the internet is once more connecting the dots. Old tour dates, old pictures, and even hotel check-ins are displayed by fans. The newest conspiracy to trend is Detroit 2022. Additionally, only another bomb goes off just when Claressa seems to be holding her footing. A purported bank transfer including presents received from an account connected to Claressa's ex is leaked by Remy's crew. As she flirted with Papoose, it was implied that she was still financially bound to the ex. Once more, the scandal turns around. Claressa is now depicted as calculating, disorganized, and deceitful. Nobody can tell what is fake and what is true at this stage. However, that's what makes a controversy with a gossip dump vibe so appealing. The truth isn't even important. The pandemonium, the memes, and the spectacle are what count. Supporters want to see a boxing contest between pay-per-view, Remy and Claressa, just mics and receipts, no gloves. TikTok hashtags such as #PappyKateFlood and #Remy against Claressa. And the ex continues to run his mouth throughout it all. He claims that Claressa is playing innocent in a late-night Instagram tirade. But wait until you hear the tape where she begs me not to speak. Boom! One more cliffhanger. Fans have even another reason to be devoted. Even mainstream media can't ignore it anymore. The question of whether Claressa's personal issues will overshadow her athletic career is debated on an ESPN panel. The hosts of Hot 97 make fun of Papoose's greater beef outside of the studio than within it. Twitter as well. It's a battleground for wacky theories, tweaks, and memes. Here's the real kicker, though. Remy Ma apparently employs attorneys to defend her brand from defamation, rather than to bring legal action against Claressa. Translation: if Claressa insists, Sis is prepared to become legal. More: oh sweetheart, this is no longer a quarrel. Claressa's camp replies, she can't sue someone for telling the truth. It is a courthouse in the making. What does that leave us with then? In a poisonous triangle, 3 stars trapped. Fans are consuming every one of them while they clutch receipts that might or might not exist. Twist as if it were their last meal. The legacy of Claressa is under jeopardy. Under stress, Remy's marriage is faltering. The image of Papoose as Mr. Loyalty in hip-hop is crumbling like old glass. Additionally, the internet has already made up its mind. No one emerges clean in the court of public opinion. Everybody is soiled, filthy, and guilty of exposed. However, don't assume it's finished. If we've learned anything from history, it's that controversies never end with the truth. The next leak, the next tape, or the next meltdown is how they end. There's one more card to play, based on the rumors I'm hearing. Something greater, more repulsive, and more devastating to one's career than anything we've ever witnessed, not yet. We won't only be discussing Remy against Claressa if that final piece falls, so ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. We'll be discussing the biggest knockout in Claressa's career, as well as the dissolution of the most devoted marriage in hip-hop. It won't be in the ring either. There you have it, the scandal that no one requested but that everyone is unable to stop watching. Hip-hop's most devoted husband, a boxing champion, and a rap queen are all enmeshed in a toxic mess that makes reality TV seem like kid-friendly cartoons. It wasn't simply shade that Remy Ma was warning against. It was a war declaration. The so-called receipts from Claressa Shields weren't merely clapbacks. They were grenades. As well as Papoose's quiet. Stillness cries out louder than any diss track ever could, honey. The big questions, however, are yet unanswered. Was Remy only reminding everyone that her crown still fits? Or did she reveal Claressa to save her marriage? Did Claressa truly go too far? Or is she being used as a scapegoat in someone else's power struggle? How does Papoose fare? Is he still the obedient monarch that social media portrayed him as? Or has one leak too many destroyed his entire brand? Scandals, ladies and gentlemen, such like these don't simply go. They change. They develop. And the internet will scream louder the longer these 3 remain mute. There will be more leaks soon. We're waiting on more receipts. Additionally, when they decline, marriages, careers, and legacies will not just be put to the test. They may be done. What do you think then? Who is speaking the truth? Who has all the receipts, Remy, Claressa, or the former partner? Which side do you support? And is Papoose likely to make it through this storm? Or is this the last nail in the coffin of Mr. The Loyalty? Post your hypotheses in the comments section. I'll be observing. If you love the mess, hit the like button. Additionally, be sure that you sign up for Gossip Spill Vibes, since believe me, when the next shocking revelation comes, it can be heard here.